Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today in gaming, Microsoft made one of the biggest acquisitions in gaming history. Cold War's alpha raised some new concerns about skill-based matchmaking, a patch for Marvel Avengers fixed over 1,000 different bugs, and more. Microsoft stunned the gaming world this morning by announcing that they had purchased Zenimax for $7.5 billion. The deals includes all of Zenimax's studios and publishers like Bethesda, Arcane, Machine Games, and more. In a nutshell, this gives Microsoft ownership over some of the most popular franchises in gaming history. Doom, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, and Dishonored all fall under the Zenimax umbrella. And while the announcement is pretty genius timing considering the Xbox Series X and S are going on sale tomorrow, it's worried PlayStation users that have enjoyed past Zenimax titles. Release statements from various Xbox and Zenimax executives have discussed the deal at length, but the key takeaway is that all future Zenimax games will be on both Xbox and PC. Other platforms will be evaluated on a per-game basis. This could mean that their titles end up being exclusives to Xbox and PC, but that seems a little unlikely in the short term at least. For example, Microsoft owns Minecraft, but that game is still being published on basically every platform known to mankind. What's really mind-blowing about this deal is just how much Microsoft paid comparatively. They bought Mojang for a measly $2.5 billion by comparison. It also rivals what Disney paid for Marvel and Star Wars. Each of those deals was roughly $4 billion. Of course, now the question is, what games will come from this deal that couldn't have happened otherwise? For example, Obsidian Games are the original developers of Fallout New Vegas. Microsoft currently owns them. The deal could open up the doors to a Fallout New Vegas sequel, something Obsidian's Twitter account coyingly shrugged at when asked. Ex-employees of Bethesda, like John Carmack, have also made statements suggesting they might be allowed to return to the franchises they built initially under the new deal. It could also mean more overlap between historically separate games. Heck, we could even see a Halo and Doom mashup. Why not? This acquisition is arguably one of the biggest moves in gaming history and could have sweeping consequences for years to come. The Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Alpha kicked off on the PlayStation 4 this weekend to mixed reviews. Many fans compared it harshly to Modern Warfare, noting a perceived graphical downgrade in addition to gameplay changes that might be considered a step backward. But the most notable controversy has come from the alpha's supposed use of skill-based matchmaking. In recent years, skill-based matchmaking has become a point of contention for gamers across a variety of titles. Traditionally, many games have had some form of skill ranking that factors into matchmaking, and that's true for Call of Duty as clarified by a developer on Twitter this weekend. But lately, many gamers have felt like skill-based matchmaking is too big a factor in how they're matched with and against other players. Common complaints include sudden ramps in difficulty, being unable to play with friends at lower skill levels, abuse of systems leading to wild disparities in skill levels, and more. And what's throwing fuel on the fire is that Call of Duty has gravitated away from offering both a casual and competitive playlist. Some past COD titles offered a ranked mode with much more strict skill-based matchmaking. The casual experience felt more randomized in those games, which can be good or bad depending on your perspective. From the perspective of some developers, skill-based matchmaking is seen as a good thing because it creates a more fair experience for all players and improves player retention. A study by EA even concluded that ensuring players win and lose in specific patterns can further improve retention. All of this information has lit a fire in the COD community. Some are saying skill-based matchmaking has no place in multiplayer games. Others are calling for a more sensible and obvious separation of casual and ranked play. Many players experimented successfully with reverse boosting in Cold War Alpha to get easier matches. In response, Treyarch have confirmed skill-based matchmaking will be tuned as time goes on. The first major patch for Marvel's Avengers has fixed over 1,000 issues from the game's launch. While the patch notes don't reflect all 1,000 fixes, they're still pretty lengthy and cover a wide range of the most egregious issues like crashing and gameplay bugs. So far, reviews on the game have been pretty mixed. Sony has apologized for the issues with their pre-order process and shortages of the PlayStation 5. They have acknowledged that the whole process could have been smoother and promised to make more PlayStation 5s available for pre-order over the next few days. So far, the next-gen hardware rollout for Sony and Nvidia has been pretty rough. Microsoft are probably hoping things go a bit more smoothly for them tomorrow, but it's anyone's guess if that's realistic or not. Scalpers have ruined much of the excitement for pre-orders, and most retailers are struggling to keep their websites in working order while getting hammered by thousands upon thousands of potential buyers. Crysis Remastered launched to very mixed reviews over the weekend. Complaints about the game's missing content, changes to the original gameplay, and performance bottlenecks have appeared far and wide as the chief complaints from both reviewers and players. It seems like aside from the visual updates, Crytek really haven't done much to improve the original experience. It's also likely that the remaster was based on the 360 port of the game, which explains missing content from the original PC release that was also absent from the 360 version. It's extremely frustrating to see the remaster launch in this state because it offered the promise of finally making Crysis an acceptable experience on modern hardware. Hopefully, Crytek can patch things up and improve the performance soon. In our final story today, Return to Castle Wolfenstein is getting a significant facelift. The real Return to Castle Wolfenstein mod is coming to Steam on October 15th. It's been available via mod hosting sites like Nexus Mods and ModDB for years, but this Steam release will offer a bunch of new tools for both players and mod developers. Expect Steam Workshop support, cloud saves, and more frequent updates. While the original game is a pretty timeless classic, modding has helped carry it into the modern age of gaming, even by today's standards. Real Return to Castle Wolfenstein is undoubtedly one of the better and more popular overhaul mods. Still, it also makes sweeping changes to enemy AI, weapon balance, items, and visuals that some say distract from the original experience. And however you feel about it, it's still great to see community mods getting official support via Steam like this. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what story you thought was the most interesting in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for future content. Also, make sure to tune in tomorrow for coverage of the Xbox Series X launch because it's sure to be a wild ride, and good luck getting your pre-orders in before they go out of stock. I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.